A couple of weeks ago, I uploaded a video on the importance of muscle. Under that video, quite a few of you wanted me to share how I personally work out. Some of you also wanted me to make some workout videos, which I'm not going to do for several reasons. I actually do have a couple of workout videos here on my channel, which I made during the pandemic. If you want to take a look at them, I will link them down below. They are a bit cringe-worthy. But to make good workout videos, you have to have a certain setup, which I don't have. Also, there are now so many good workout channels available here on YouTube. And I will link some I really like, as well as some you suggested down below in the info box. But what I thought I could do is take you along with me to the gym for 1 week. So you get an idea what a somewhat typical week of working out looks like for me. Now, while I am taking you to the gym with me, and while it is lovely to have access to a gym and to fancy equipment, I actually don't think you need all that fancy equipment. In fact, for the last 7 years, I did not have access to a gym, and I did all my workouts at home using my own body resistance, some dumbbells, some kettlebells. We had a stationary bike and a jump rope. But some of you told me that if you don't go to a gym, you have a hard time staying motivated. And you asked me how I personally stay motivated, which is a great question, and I had to really think about it. Exercise has been part of my life for so long that I don't think about it. It is a non-negotiable. I know when I get up in the morning, if I'm healthy, of course, I'm going to move my body. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean going to the gym. That could mean going for a run, a hike, a long walk, doing some yoga. But moving my body on a daily basis is a non-negotiable, just like brushing and flossing my teeth. And I would say if you have a hard time staying motivated, make exercise a non-negotiable. It doesn't always have to be the hardest and best workout. The most important thing is to move your body on a regular basis. I always say every movement is better than none. Now, some of you told me that you had old injuries and because of that you couldn't work out, or that old injuries were forcing you to modify your workouts. And I think at this point in our life, unfortunately, we all have some old injuries that we have to work with or work around. I, for example, broke my neck in a bicycle accident 14 years ago, and in that same accident, I also tore my right hamstring. Now, while my neck has been fixed, I have a double neck fusion, and of course my hamstring has long healed. I do have some nerve damage in my right arm from my spinal cord having been pinched, and scar tissue in my hamstring and so on. So I definitely have to work with these limitations. But I think it's quite important if we have old injuries that we don't let them stop us, but we find a way to work around them and keep everything else around that old injury nice and strong. Now, an acute injury, of course, is a totally different story. With an acute injury, of course, we want to rest. But hopefully, if you have some old injuries, you will find a way to still work out and keep everything around that old injury nice and strong. And then some of you asked me how to get started with lifting weights. And I would highly suggest, if you can afford it, even if just for a few sessions, to hire a personal trainer or coach to learn proper form, as well as what to do and what not to do. Now, before I take you to the gym with me, just a couple disclaimers. The workouts I'm about to share with you work for me, my body, and my personality. We are all different. We all have different bodies, different goals, different starting points, and different personalities. So please don't look at what I'm about to share with you and think you have to do what I'm doing. In fact, I just want you to look at it as entertainment. And then also please excuse the camera work. I'm a one-woman show. I took my iPhone to the gym with me and tried to set it up so you could see what I'm doing, but also to not invade other people's privacy. so please be patient. So let's take a look at my last week of workouts. So Monday I started my workout like I start most of my workouts, with 5 minutes of jump roping. I love jump roping. In fact, I bring my jump rope with me wherever I go, and I love it for several reasons. I think it's a great way to warm up. It gets my heart rate up, it gets my circulation going. It does, of course, have cardiovascular benefits. It also gives me bone strengthening impact. It works on my coordination and balance. And personally, I find jump roping almost relaxing. After I warmed up, I did 5 different compound exercises. So exercises that use more than one muscle group. And I did 3 rounds of these 5 exercises. The first exercise was a deadlift combined with a back row. From that, I moved straight into this exercise, which, to be honest, I don't even know what this particular exercise is called, but I really enjoy it. From that, I moved straight into doing lunges. And then from the lunges, I went straight onto the ground and I combined a chest press with leg raises. And then the last of the 5 exercises was a squat combined with bicep curls. Now I moved from exercise to exercise quite quickly because I wanted this workout to be somewhat high intensity. And instead of resting between rounds, I jump roped for 1 minute. So the whole workout was 5 minutes of jump roping, 3 rounds of these 5 exercises, and I did between 10 and 12 repetitions for each exercise. I jump roped for 1 minute in between rounds, jump roped another 5 minutes at the end, and then also did some core work. This whole workout took 35 minutes. Tuesday I decided to do upper body, and I wanted to focus on lifting heavy. So again, I warmed up with about 5 minutes of jump roping. Then I did some pull-ups, some W's, and some back rows with a TRX, and I did 3 rounds of that. After that, I jump roped again for about 1 minute, and then went on to do a superset of lat pull downs and push-ups. Again, I did 3 rounds here, and then jump roped again for about 1 minute. And you might be wondering why I jump rope in between sets. Now, obviously my muscles need a bit of rest in between sets, especially when lifting heavy, but I am not a patient person, so I don't like to sit and rest. So for me, jump roping in between sets works great. My muscles get to rest, but instead of sitting there waiting for my muscles to rest and getting demotivated, I keep moving and I stay motivated. Now the push-ups was really all I did for my chest. Because of decades of biking, swimming, running, and now sitting in front of my computer for hours a day, I have really bad posture. I am quite round-shouldered, so I'm really trying to focus on opening up and strengthening my back and not contracting my chest too much. So after that, I did some shoulders and I chose 2 different exercises. Again, choosing some weights that really challenged me. And I did 3 rounds, jump roping about 1 minute in between rounds, so my shoulders could rest. And then lastly, I did a superset of bicep curls and tricep pull downs. I finished this workout with another 5 minutes of jump roping, as well as some core work. This whole workout took 42 minutes. Wednesday was a cardio day. I actually wanted to go for a run, but it is so hot and humid here in Virginia that I instead decided to go to the air-conditioned gym and ride a stationary bike for 30 minutes. Now, this workout wasn't about really pushing myself. It was just about getting my heart rate up and keeping it nice and steady. After 30 minutes on the stationary bike, I then walked backwards on an incline for 5 minutes. This is something I just started doing recently, and I'm really enjoying it. I feel that it is, first of all, working on my coordination and balance, but it is also balancing out my muscles, since all I normally do is move forward, and walking backwards, since it really strengthens the quads, can be quite beneficial for our knees. And then I finished this workout with some core work. This whole workout took about 40 minutes. Thursday was another full body day, this time using kettlebells. And again, I jump roped for about 5 minutes to warm up. Then I did some gorilla rows, which I really like. From the gorilla rows, I went into lunges with an overhead press. And I like these lunges because, as you can see, they really challenge my balance. They are also much more challenging on my right side than my left side because of past injuries on my right side. So I like doing unilateral exercises like this to work on imbalances. From the lunges, I went into doing push-ups on the kettlebells. Next, I did some squats. And then the last exercise of this set was swings. I did these exercises 3 times through, so 3 rounds, doing 10 to 12 repetitions for each exercise, jump roping for about 1 minute in between rounds, jump roping another 5 minutes at the end, and then I finished this workout with some core work. This whole workout took about 35 minutes. Friday was another upper body day, and after warming up, I did a superset of pull-ups, back rows, and back hyperextensions. I did 3 rounds and then did a little circuit of one-armed back rows, incline chest press, frontal and lateral raises, as well as this shoulder exercise, which I don't know the name of. And then I did some bicep curls and narrow push-ups, focusing on my triceps. I did 10 repetitions of each exercise, and I did 3 rounds. In between rounds, I did some core work. I finished this workout up with another 5 minutes of jump roping, and this whole workout took 41 minutes. Saturday was leg day. So again, I warmed up with about 5 minutes of jump roping. Then I grabbed some dumbbells and I started my leg workout with Bulgarian split squats. I did 10 repetitions on each side and then moved straight into one-legged deadlifts. Again, I really like these unilateral exercises because they help me work out imbalances. So I did 10 repetitions on each side of the one-legged deadlifts and then moved straight into squats. I did this little circle 3 times and then went back to the Bulgarian split squats, but this time added a forward bend. I did 8 reps on each side and I did 3 sets. After that, I did a superset of leg extensions and hamstring curls. I did again 10 repetitions of each exercise 3 times through, and then I did another set of one-legged leg extensions and one-legged hamstring curls. Again, working on imbalances. Next, I grabbed a resistance band, put it around my feet, and did a lateral band walk. Lastly, I did some core work, and then I finished my workout with 5 minutes of walking backwards on an incline. This whole workout took about 45 minutes. Sunday, I woke up a bit tired feeling, and my legs were actually quite sore, especially my glutes. So I decided to just do some yoga. Now, in case you're curious, the style of yoga I practice and teach is Vinyasa yoga. So these are all the workouts I did last week. And again, these kind of workouts work for me, my body, my personality, but they might not work for you. And by no means am I saying you should be doing what I'm doing. But I am hoping that instead of, judging my workouts, comparing them to your own, or worse yet, judging yourself for not having worked out in a while, this maybe gave you some ideas. And if you haven't worked out in a while, then hopefully this motivated you to do so. Also, please keep in mind that my workouts always change. This was just an example. Now, on top of doing these kind of workouts, I also walk Sam twice daily, and each walk is about half an hour. Now, sometimes these walks turn into a bit of a jog because Sam and I play with her ball. And then on top of daily walks, I also try to stretch daily because unfortunately, as we age, we don't just lose muscle mass, but also flexibility. So I hope this video was helpful. I would love to know how you work out if you want to share it in the comments. Any questions or comments, of course, please leave them down below. I always love to hear from you. And that's it for this video. And thank you so much for being here. Until next time, bye.